welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin. Today we're going to be going back over into the Asian markets.
Asian markets.
Yeah, that's the right way to say that. I'll work with that. We haven't done a whole lot of the Asian markets. I know we did the Kavalan and...
This is our third, I believe.
The Yamato?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be our third over in the Asian one. So I do have a handful. We're going to try to work those in and get a few more out there. This, in particular, is the Suntory, the Toki. I think that's right. It might be Toki. So. I'm not sure. So this is a
well-known distiller.
Yes.
Brand.
Yeah. Suntory's been around. They're big. They're huge. They actually own Jim Beam. So all those bookers that we've been talking about, that ultimately they're owned by Suntory. They have a pretty wide range of everything. Gins, all different types of spirits, beers, all that kind of stuff. The Toki, I don't know if it's
We're
Toki.
We're going to go with Toki.
Toki? Yeah, okay. Let's just use that. If we're saying it wrong, sorry.
Correct us.
So, yeah, really. This is a blended Japanese whiskey. It is blended. It's got mainly 3 different blends. There is the Hakushu, the Yamazaki, and the, the Chita. So the first 2 are more of that malt, and then the last one's a bit of a grain. So it's a blended together. The Hakushu is the primary whiskey in this one. They age it in both the American white oak and Spanish oaks, but not the fancy Mizunara one, which is like the Japanese oaks. That's how they keep its price down. It's a lovely screw top.
Interesting.
And an interesting...
The color is...
super light.
Yeah. It's almost like a Chardonnay.
I didn't take the step to look up whether or not it's colored. I'm just going to assume it's not.
No, I don't think so.
But a lot of times, most people will get more of a Scotch note. They do play a lot of malts. So that is pretty normal on the Japanese whiskey.
To be expected. It's got a very light nose.
It's got a light nose, and totally agree. It's very malt, grainy, kind of together. It's light, though. Yeah, it's not bad. Not overly sweet.
No.
It almost reminds me of like a dry white wine.
Yeah.
It's kind of got that kind of a note to it.
I'm picking up a strong almond.
It's nice. It's very light. It's a very, kind of almost a little refreshing of a nose. It's not an overpowering thing. It's not like anything shoots out too strongly.
I like the finish. It's interesting when it first kind of crosses the tongue. You can definitely pick up the malt.
Yeah, it's very malt and grain, like grassy in the beginning.
I enjoy the finish more than I enjoy the initial.
It gets really sweet.
Yeah.
Candy.
Vanilla.
Yeah. Very nice.
But now I go back to the nose, and it's nowhere near how it finishes.
No, they don't correlate at all.
No.
That malt and grain, grassy, grassland type notes is what really comes across on the nose. The malt and a little bit of a strong, it's not a funk, but there's a grainy, just grassy note comes, like it hits you in the beginning, it kind of just disappears into a really light, sweet sugar.
Yeah, I enjoy the finish. I don't really care for the nose. It's like as a kid when you want to drink something, you got to pinch your nose. This is one I would rather not nose.
Yeah,
just be able to drink it.
A little sip, a little sip without spending time in the nose.
Yep.
Overall, so this is one of the cheaper Japanese whiskeys, $35-$40. So that's, I guess, a positive. Like a lot of scotches, it's a light proof, 86. So you're not looking at a strong proof here, but there is a little bit of an ethanol note that kind of floats in there in the palate. I didn't read all the details, but I did just see that Japan passed a bunch of laws, like actually laying out what the rules are to be a Japanese whiskey, because they've never established any rules. My understanding is it got to the point where as long as it touched ground in Japan, it's a Japanese whiskey.
Huh.
And there was only a certain percentage that actually had to be whiskey. You could add other stuff to it and it's still, you could call it whiskey. There was a whole bunch of, like, it was really loosey-goosey. Apparently, they've passed a whole bunch of laws to the point where some of the traditional Japanese whiskeys, which everybody agrees is a Japanese whiskey, might not qualify. Because the grains don't come from Japan or something along those lines. So that's going to be something interesting to watch to see how that impacts. I don't even know if that was passed or if that was just presented to be passed. So
I'm going to say that's probably not going to be passed.
I think they're going to have to bend a little bit on, you know, the fact that I think it was like Nika from the Barrel, which everybody knows is a really good Japanese whiskey, may not qualify because of the grains. I think that's what it was. So, yeah, I don't think that's quite fair.
No.
Nose really like it's a dry white wine is what I get, like that.
I don't enjoy the nose on this at all.
Yeah, I don't really enjoy white wines all that much. So, yeah, I can agree with that. Very grassy, very grainy, very malty, not necessarily a sweet or fruit or any of that kind of note. No smoke. I will say that for the fact that they do mirror a lot of scotches, and sometimes you will find a little bit more of a smoky note.
It's just a malty.
Very, no, it is definitely not that. I think this was specifically marketed for mixed drinks when I was looking it up. Like highballs, Japanese whiskey mixers. So that's really what they were going for when they released this. It wasn't exactly supposed to be a
sipper.
A neat sipper. That's not really what it's for. It is supposed to be for.
Definitely don't want to add a cube.
No. At 86, and it's not warm or any of that kind of stuff.
No bite at all.
So we'll have to throw this over to Morgan. Let Morgan do a little highball mixture of some sort and see what he can do with it.
I'm sure you can come up with something.
I'm sure he's got it. He'll pull something out.
How many more do you have, Asians?
Right now, I have 2 more.
2 more? Okay.
2 more. So we'll be doing those over the next handful, and that's on my radar for hunting is to grab some.
Well, I've been hunting more Irishes and Scotches lately, so I guess I need to keep my eye out for some Asian whiskeys.
Yeah. So that's on the list, is to add a couple more Asian whiskeys to the shopping cart.
It'd be really nice if they would come in that little sampler pack like you got the Johnny Walkers.
Yeah, that would be nice if they could do a handful of like all the Nikas, because there's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different Nikas that I've seen. So that would be great, but not seen that. But I will be looking out for it. That's a good call.
Put in a comment card.
Exactly. Reach out to marketing.
Well, number 3's in the books. We got at least 2 more.
Yep.
Look out for some more. We hope you enjoyed our review of the Suntory Toki.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
If this is your favorite out of the lineup, we'd love to hear why. If it's not, we'd love to hear why you don't like this or why you prefer some of the other ones. But we appreciate you joining, and we'd love for you to swipe that like button down at the bottom of the screen if you enjoyed the review.
While you're down there, if you could subscribe, that'd be awesome. Hit the bell icon so you get notified every time we put out a new show. And to Eric's point, let us know if there are Japanese we really need to try, because I don't know a lot about them. Trying to learn, would love somebody's input. Really appreciate that.
Appreciate you joining. See you in the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Cheers.